Hi, and welcome to today's video. Excuse the echo, we are in a new location today. It's that time of the year again where kids are about to go back to school or they just started, and I want to share with you guys some of the best supplements that I have found that work for my kids to really boost their immune system, that really help them when they go back to school in a class full of other kiddos. And you guys know the drill, the snot, the coughing, like the earaches, the grossness starts around September, October. So I want to share with you guys a pack of supplements that I give my kids in addition to them having good, healthy, whole meals, because let's be honest, the best source of vitamins, minerals, supplements comes from food. But whether you have picky eaters, small kids, or it's just not enough what they consume in their food, these supplements are an awesome way to boost their immune system. These supplements are not just for kids only, they are great for adults as well, but I am focusing on the kiddos today before they go back to school. These are the supplements you need to have in your medicine cabinet before you send them off to school. All right, before I go on, make sure that you like this video, subscribe if you are new here, and let's get into the information. First off, I just want to say that I am a firm believer in supplements. I see a huge difference in my kids' health as well as their behavior. I've been supplementing my kids with vitamins for a few years now, and I will say that when our kids do get sick, it's really mild, fortunately, and a lot of times my kids have been able to go without getting sick, even when they're around other kiddos who have, snot, fevers, the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to start off with the very first thing that we give them in the morning. This is a multivitamin kits by Dr. Moritz. I always start with like a general multivitamin supplement to basically cover all the bases, if you will. This specific one, and the reason why I love it, is because it comes with all these vitamins, including B6, B12, but it also contains iodine and zinc, and it is very low in sugar. I'm giving my kids this for about 2 weeks now. They love it. It's good. I mean, it's a gummy. You can't really complain. But again, the reason I like it is even if I just stopped at this one multivitamin, this would do a really good job of supplementing it and just kind of covering all the bases, if you will. My kids have been on various different multivitamins for a few years. This company did reach out to me. They are offering a 20% off code for you guys if you are interested in them. I love that they are made with natural colors. So the colors are derived from turmeric, elderberry juice, and annatto, and then there's coconut oil in here. There is some sugar in here, but the content is pretty low, so I do love that. And again, it covers the bases with vitamin A, C throughout the whole list, but it also adds zinc, which is super important for the immune system. And the next vitamin that I do give my kids is this vitamin C. It's a vitamin C chewable. You can do gummies, you can do liquid. They have lots of options. This is a really good one I like. It is a little bit sour, I will say that. So when you give it to the kids, they might like squint a little bit because it is sour. It's a chewable, not like, it doesn't taste bad, just can be a little bit sour on the tongue because it is a vitamin C. I love that it has a pretty high percentage of vitamin C. It has 1,667% of your daily vitamin C intake for kiddos 1 to 3 years old. But then ages 4 and up, it's 278% of their vitamin C daily intake, which is great. And I love that their total sugar is only 2 grams per serving. And again, because of behavior problems and because just the way that sugar makes my 3-year-old act, I'm really trying to be as intentional as I can be with limiting his sugar, and we all should really be limiting the sugar. But so when I'm looking even at supplements, I try to keep the sugar value in mind as well, because you don't want them to be hyped on sugar from supplements. After the multivitamin, we have our vitamin C. Then I followed up with a vitamin D3, which is so important because I actually found out about 2 years ago that I personally was deficient in vitamin D, and that really explained a lot of the symptoms that I was having, like headaches, just dizziness, fatigue, just not feeling well. And so actually, if you look into the research, so many Americans, I don't even know the percentage, but it's like super high. So many Americans are deficient in vitamin D. So I make sure my kids get their vitamin D, and actually vitamin C and D all the vitamins really work together. But this is a liquid vitamin D, which they say that liquid is more potent and it's absorbed by your body better. I mean, I don't know, but this is just a dropper. Doesn't taste bad at all. It tastes like berries, tastes delicious, and you just put it under their tongue and they're good to go. This is also for adults, this is for kids. I mean, vitamin D is really good for a variety of things really, but especially for kids. There's a reason why they put vitamin D in milk. So vitamin D helps with strengthening the bones. It helps with building an immunity because hello, going into in a huge public space, you want your kiddos to have a strong immunity. You know, vitamin D has shown to improve depression, and especially when you go back to school, right? You're going like September-ish and those like winter cold months. This vitamin D, it's not just for, you know, adults who need a pick-me-up and get seasonal affective disorder in the winter time months because lack of sunlight. Kiddos struggle with that too. So this is such a huge support for them to be able to have that boosting their brain, building their immunity, and just basically helping them as they're growing and thriving. And interestingly enough, recently the American Academy of Pediatrics actually doubled its recommended dose of vitamin D that all babies, students, children should receive, and they actually saw so many benefits of a higher intake of vitamin D. All right, this next supplement, such a game changer for my kiddos in their mood, in their behavior, in their brain health. This is something that isn't talked about very much, or at least I personally don't hear it being talked about amidst parents, is omega-3 fatty acids, so DHA. This is such a crucial supplement for cognitive function because it's fish oil, right? So omega-3, but this has so many studies backing up the efficacy of it on brain health, on your overall well-being, on immunity, just on every bodily function, the nervous system, muscles. Omega-3 fatty acids are so important, especially to developing brains. So my kiddos use this children's DHA extra currently. We've gone through several different types of fish oils. I've used the Barlean's fish oil, and that's been really, really great. I loved it. It's in liquid form. It's a little more on the expensive side. A bottle lasts us about a month and a half, depending on the size that we buy. And I usually take like a syringe, the medicine syringe, I fill it up and I squirt it into the kid's mouth. They will tolerate it because most of it tastes like peach or lemonade. The only thing that I feel like that they didn't like is that after they take it, they would get burps and it would taste like fish oil. And it's funny because I did not tell Evelyn for like 3 months that this was fish oil, right? I just told her it's a vitamin because if I would have said fish, like she would have freaked out. There would not have been any consoling her. So I just told her, hey, this is a vitamin, it's good for your brain, and she took it without question. Well, she's walking around and she's like, and she's burping and she's like, Mom, why does my breath smell like fish? I didn't even eat any fish. And I'm like walking around and I'm like, I have no idea. Well, anyway, Smarty Pants got a little bit older and she learned how to read. And so she read that, you know, omega-3 fish oils, and she was like, ew. But anyways, initially, like I said, I love the Barlean's one, and it has like a really pleasant flavor going down, and they tolerate it fine. But it was like the fish burps that they just did not like. So I switched them over to the soft gel, and they're really tiny. They're really tiny, and they smell like berries, and even my 3-year-old can like swallow them. They're little soft gels. They're little soft gels, and they have, I buy the higher dose of the omega-3s just because if they're gonna take it, might as well make it count. And if you have kiddos who have behavior issues or struggle with ADHD, I've read a lot of studies where that omega-3s are so good for the brain, and actually like a lot of parents share testimonials how that was like a key supplement to helping their kiddos improve their behavior. And especially with kiddos going back to school, this is great for cognitive function, learning, social development, immune function, basically everything that they would need in a school setting, in a social setting, you know, the immune support, the social development, the cognitive function. This is such a powerful supplement. So those were my like morning rounds before school. These 2 supplements I'm going to show you are more like the evening supplements. So this guy is Calm. It's called Calm. It's a magnesium supplement. Magnesium is also one of those supplements where it affects so much of your bodily function. We are low in magnesium and we're deficient. So this one specifically, it's a gummy form, but I have personally felt a difference when I take these in terms of how relaxed I feel, how my muscles, this does not cause you to fall asleep. It's not a sleep aid by any means. It's a magnesium supplement. So magnesium is not a vitamin, it is a mineral, and it is crucial to bodily function. It's great for your nervous system, your muscles, your brain. Again, it's another tool in fighting seasonal affective disorder. And for kiddos, this is so important, especially with them moving around a lot, running around. They really need to either be eating enough of those nutrients and minerals, or we really need to be supplementing. And this has been one of my favorite ways. I know that they sell this brand everywhere, and I love this one. Is super low in sugar, and I actually give these to my kiddos before bedtime just because that's, I don't know, I just decided to do so. I'm assuming you can probably still do it during the day, but that's just kind of our evening routine where I give them these guys and I pop a couple myself, and they're great. And there's a lot in here. This bottle comes in a total of 240 gummies, and we're kind of getting down to about a third left there. Last supplement vitamin is actually a hormone that I want to mention, and it's melatonin. And I have a video where I talk about how I use melatonin with my youngest. Some things have changed since that video, and I don't use melatonin on him much at all anymore, just because I noticed he sleeps better without the melatonin, which is odd. But anyways, melatonin is still one of the things that I feel like is really great to have in your arsenal of supplements. I only use it in the nights, like say they did catch a cold, say they're not feeling well and they just cannot fall asleep, they're having, you know, they're tossing, they're turning, and the lack of sleep is doing them more harm than me giving them a melatonin. Not that I think that giving a melatonin does any harm, but I feel like it's an unnecessary supplement to give them daily. So I just have this in my pantry or in my vitamin cabinet, and I use this only on an as need to basis. This is no longer like a regular supplement, but this is definitely something that I think you should have for your kiddos at home on those evenings, on those nights that like rarely that they're miserable and they can't fall asleep. This is such a great tool for them to be able to initiate sleep. And if you want more like deep info on melatonin, I have a video explaining all of that here. You can watch that. But basically I do use this very sparingly compared to how I used it 4 or 5 months ago. And I can go on, and there's so many different supplements that are good for you that you can choose from, but realistically you're not going to have your kids eat that many supplements daily. So, and of course, like trying to feed your kids a good whole foods diet is the best practice to really get their vitamins and minerals in as they should. But again, because of picky eaters, because we're not able to sit here and, you know, count the amount of grams and this of magnesium, of vitamin C, this and that, we don't really know exactly how much is going in. And so supplements are just that. They are a supplement to a great whole foods diet for your kiddos. So as your kiddos go to school, as they're interacting with other kiddos, it's so important to just beef up their immune system, especially in today's world, everything that's going on, and take care of yourselves too. Like, don't forget to take care of yourselves too. You can't just be all about taking care of your kids and you forget about yourself. But like I mentioned, so the multivitamin that I recommend is going to be linked down in my description box down below. There is a 20% off code for you guys if you use that link. Use it, buy it, try it, save some money. I recommend them. I wouldn't recommend anything that I don't give my own kids. So just try them out, save yourself some money while you're at it, and hopefully those work out for your kids. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in my next one.